I think it's been about a week, a little over a week, maybe a week and a half. And I gave the presentation on karma for our Thursday night teaching, and some people wanted some clarification about one part of this. And I was kind of going through quite a bit of information. I went back and listened to it, and I went through this kind of quickly, and it left some people perplexed. So I'm hoping to make this clear. So karma, we know the word karma is action. And when we speak about it in the West, Bhikkhu Bodhi had said that it's popular in the West to equate karma with cause and effect. And he felt like this might make it a little more acceptable to skeptical Westerners, which I think is probably true for me. I'm one of those skeptical Westerners. And so when they say, well, what's karma? They'll say karma is the law of cause and effect. That for anything to occur, there has to be a cause. And when the cause occurs, the effect occurs. And that's what's meant by karma. So this is actually not a correct explanation. And so then I tried to whip through this material about that in the commentaries to the Pali Canon, they explain these 5 types of causality, because Buddhists accept what is called the general law of causality. And that, you might say, is basically the general law of causality. But karma is just a subset of that. And so to say karma is cause and effect is not exactly right. So karma is a particular type of causation. It's one of these 5 types. And what's specific about karma, although these 5 types of causality relate to each other, one is like maybe you might think of as physics, physical causality. It doesn't involve life forms, but it has different inorganic processes. And the next one is more like a biological type of causality that has life involved now, but there's still no volition involved in either of those. Then the third one was essentially what, I'm putting this all in Western terms, cognitive processes, that we have certain ways that sentient beings are kind of wired and put together for how our cognition works and how our different cognitive processes work. And some of those also do not involve volition. But there's, the I works in a certain way, and the I consciousness works in a certain way, things like that. Then the karmic causality, now you're bringing in volition. And so this is the important part that relates to why it's not just proper to say that karma is just cause and effect, because you haven't included volition at all. And so karma is a particular type of causation. It's related to these acts of volition, which are acts of consciousness in which volition is the dominant element. And so what we're saying there is that there's an ethical dimension to our actions. That's basically, the way to think about karma, is that our actions matter. And that it's not like things are random. It's not like there's no ethical dimension to what we do. That we kind of think of this more in terms of what goes around comes around, or things boomerang and come back. This is this thought that, the intention that we carry when we do an action has a very dramatic impact. And in fact, even our law system recognizes this in terms of when they look at what is the motive. You just, like say, why do we differentiate murder from manslaughter? Well, there's quite a bit of difference in the motive of the person, right? And so this is where, even in our daily life and our society functioning, we have some recognition that our intentions, our motives, our volitional acts the volition has some significance. And so this is a more proper way to think of karma. So I hope that's more clear. Okay.